Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now the over/under win total at. Is there anything going on with Minnesota right now?
It hasn't been listed.
If there is, only FanDuel knows about it because DraftKings and Caesars have this up.
Yeah,
correct. Okay.
So I wonder if somebody just forgot to repost it for FanDuel. Like FanDuel, if you're listening.
Somebody forgot to just hit the button.
Yeah.
Somebody has been really just low limits hammering Minnesota, and all of a sudden it's caused a bunch of red flags.
Too leveraged. We can't afford
What number
it.
do we want to go with then officially for this?
Do we want to go with 7.5 or 6.5?
Well, let's see what's a little bit like for graphics. I kind of like when we do a little bit less juice. So let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, 7.5 is juice under minus 180. 6.5 is juice over plus or minus 190. So there's really not like a great.
Yeah.
There's really
Sounds
not a great.
like a 7 exacta. If I'm
That's how you feel.
Yeah. Which actually, Chip, you can. Minnesota exactly 7 wins is plus 400.
Dude.
Ooh. Mikey says to go 7.5.
Okay.
He's probably got
7.5.
a graphic with 7.5 on it. So
You already posted. Okay.
Mikey's like, screw you. I am not making another graphic.
All right.
Coin flip city. I mean, Minnesota's schedule is just filled with games that are in that not going to give it to you as a win, not going to give it to you as a loss. And Drake Lindsay comes over, new quarterback. Obviously, Coy Parrish is one of our favorite players in the entire country. Amazed continually, Tom, that he did not play hockey, but the man likes violence so much. He could have been fantastic growing up in Minnesota, but he chose football, and we're glad for it because we get to watch him play. And I really struggle to get to enough certified wins to be able to take this thing over. So a good football team, tough schedule, too many 50-50 games. I'm on the under.
I'm like over. Yeah, I'm very go ahead, Tom.
This is annually one of the most disrespected programs, I think, in the country. If you look at what PJ Fleck has done, and I understand that they're replacing plenty of guys, especially on the offensive line, there's reason to be concerned, but they just have their identity and they stick to it, and they're very effective doing it. And I look at the schedule, like, I think they're going to start off 5-1. I think they're going to beat Cal on the road. I think Cal could be an absolute dumpster fire. They'll get killed by Ohio State, or they might make it close. Who knows? But they'll lose that game. I think they win the others. And then you get to the second half of the season, you ask, can you win 2 of those games? I think you can, or 3 of those games. I've got them going 8-4 more than I've got them going 7-5. So if we wanted to go with the 6.5 win total, I would be locking that baby up so fast over.
So you'd rather lay 190 to go over 6.5 than to take 135 to go over 7.5.
No, but for win total, yeah. But I'm saying for like our lock pod purposes, all we worry about is the number to be a win or a loss. So if it was 6.5, I'd be locking that up real fast.
Yeah, I think 7 comes into play here a pretty good bit. I would probably rather pay the premium on this just because of certain, like how I've priced certain games within this. But for 7.5 purposes, very slightly over here. So a couple positives. 1, the schedule. I don't want to start with that, though. I'm going to circle back to that. 2, the fact that they liked Drake Lindsay internally, groomed him as the heir apparent, and did not go out and try to portal over him is probably a positive market indicator, like something you can actually read into. Hey, they thought they had a guy here. They thought they needed a year of experience. They go out and they get Brosmer from New Hampshire. He comes in. He has a fine season for them. And now that this kid's ready to step in. Now, we've seen this go horribly wrong before as well, but I generally think that's probably the right way to judge things. Like, did this team try to get somebody in the portal to portal over him? No, not that I know of. So they're going to roll with him. They must like him. I do think they did a pretty good job at receiver in the portal. Like, relative to Minnesota, team doesn't throw the ball that much. Like, they went out and got Logan Loya from UCLA. They went out and got the kid from Miami, Ohio, who's actually a pretty decent player for that level. Some of the line stuff scares me a little bit. Defense, I think, should still be pretty darn good. But I mean, you're looking at Buffalo, which is certainly a sleeper to win the MAC, and one of your better MAC teams this year for sure. And they can play a little defense. Northwestern State, that's a win. At Cal, seems daunting, but we haven't heard good stuff out of Cal, right? And Rutgers at home, again, if that was on the road, it would scare me a little bit more. At Ohio State, no need to discuss that. like getting Purdue at home, I think is a huge deal for a team trying to get to 7 or 8 wins. And then the back half of this, like you just need to be somewhat stable, and you need either Wisconsin to have fallen off by Thanksgiving, or Michigan State to hit that under like a couple of guys on the show have, or maybe Nebraska's defense to be worse than I think it is. I think over slightly.
I like the 7 and 5 exacta.
Yeah.
What was that, plus 400?
Yeah.
So I'm on the under, but not. I don't love either side on this one. I do think it's a huge unknown because I do think they start 5-1. Like, what if they're that momentum team that is rowing the boat? And we're all talking about PJ Fleck and what a great job he is, and Drake Lindsey being a breakout star at quarterback. They do return their running back, who was almost 1,000-yard rusher, was a huge part of that offense. They do lose their defensive coordinator, who's down there for the Miami Hurricanes now. Like, as far as culturally, I do think this is a team that fights really hard week in and week out. So I'm kind of torn on. I'm going under, but not by a ton, not running the window to get it, but I'm on the under.